How you doing? Jeff Sokol here. Welcome back to the Alpha Vault. So today we are going to talk about freedom and what freedom actually is and what freedom actually means. When we say freedom, there are, as we've discussed before, multiple types of freedom, but we're going to talk about kind of financial freedom and what that actually means. What financial freedom is and what it means for you specifically. Okay? So this is going to require a little bit of thinking on your part, which shouldn't be too difficult for you if you're listening to this. If I asked you how much money you need to be free, what would you tell me? You give me a number. Okay? So if I ask you what you needed to be free, financially free, what would you say? Would you say $1 million? 5 million? 10? What if I told you, there's a little bit of a paradigm shift here, but what if I told you that the real number isn't measured in dollars, but the real number is measured in time? Because financial freedom is not about having more money, okay? It's about never having to ask permission to live your life. Think about that for a second. It's about not having to ask permission from anybody else. Now, of course, we can talk about financial freedom being that in the sense of I have more income or more passive income than I have debt or monthly bills. Some people call that financial freedom if passive income actually exists, which it does not. It takes maintenance, right? That might be residual income or recurring income, but most passive income doesn't truly exist for entrepreneurs. Real estate income, rental income is not passive income. MLM income is not passive income. It's not passive, right? And very few of us out here have lots of money tucked away in treasuries that are making us 5% annually, that are just paying, and we have $10 million in there, and we're getting $500,000 passively, as long as that lasts, right? That's very few. So we're talking about the type of freedom that means never having to ask permission to take a vacation or to take a piss even. See, wealthy people don't measure their freedom in dollars. They measure their freedom in time. If your income stops today, how long would you be able to live with your life unchanged? How long could you go right now if you stopped going to your job? See, most people believe that working towards financial security in their job, but they aren't. If your lifestyle depends on a paycheck, you don't have security. You have a ticking clock. I'm going to repeat that. Most people believe they're working towards financial security, but if your lifestyle depends on a paycheck, you don't have security. You have a ticking clock. You see, we've been programmed to chase numbers. Society tells us to hit 6 figures, hit 1 million. Right? And you're set. But here's the problem. Most people who hit those numbers are still stuck in the same cycle. More money, same stress. More money, but same stress. So when you get a raise, you think that you're going to be happy, but you've got more or the same amount of stress. Get a promotion, you usually have more stress, right? Because more is expected of you. But if earning more money was the solution, every high income earner would be financially free. But they're not. They're just on a bigger hamster wheel. Right? A high salary doesn't make you rich. It just makes you more expensive to maintain. High salaries have not made anybody rich. Not truly rich, unless you're a CEO of a Fortune 500 company or something like that. But the real question isn't how much money do I have? It's how long can I live without working for it? Working for it. When I say working for it, I don't mean learning another life skill and doing what you will with your time. It means having to work for someone else, right? Having a job, just over broke. So let's redefine financial freedom when it comes to our lives. It's not about how much you make, it's how much control you have over your time. See, with us, the people that I train, and traders in general, we're not in the market all day long like people might think we are. Sure, we might glance at it during the day because it's what we like, it's what we enjoy doing. But I'm not sitting there in front of the computer all day waiting for something to happen. I already know what time things are going to happen, and I get into the computer at that point, and I'm in there for 10, 15 minutes maybe. And then the rest of the day, I have control over my time. Does that make sense? If you need permission to take a vacation, getting back to what we were just saying about controlling your time, if you need permission to take a vacation, you're not free. You're just being well paid. Financial freedom isn't a number. It's the ability to say no without fear. Think about that. What you may not understand is that most people don't need millions to be free. They just need to stop trading hours for dollars. You see, how long, we have students right now that are texting me every single day talking about how they made $4,000 this morning in 30 minutes or before 10 a.m. made $4,000. Let me tell you something, that for most of the country, that takes care of your entire monthly nut. And these guys aren't, seasoned lifelong traders. These guys learned how to trade within the past few months. One guy came to me with $27,000 in trade in one day recently. I think it was yesterday, actually. So I want you to consider that, what this freedom actually looks like. You can look at our other trades on YouTube. You can look at how much, you can look on our website and see all of the people that are making money. You can see all of our profitable trades from TradingView that are being recorded on camera right off the screen, and see how we do it. As a matter of fact, you can go to swattrade.co and get in on our PLF. But what you can do, you can get in and you get those video training courses for free to see what it is we're actually doing. We actually made a short video series so you can actually see how we're doing it and what we're doing. And it's free at swattrade.co. So how do you break free? You need to stop asking yourself, how can I make more money? And start asking yourself, how can I make money without being there at that place, at that office? How can I do that? How can I make money without being in that place over there? That's the question. If your income isn't tied to your presence, let me rephrase that. If your income is tied to your presence, it's not income. It's a job in disguise. Even if you work for yourself somewhere, own an ice cream shop, whatever. Or maybe you're a self-employed lawyer or real estate agent. Just because you work on commission and have to go get customers all the time does not mean that you're free. Perhaps you should try embracing something that is a life skill, Trading is a life skill. Make no mistake about it. And I've had people from their 20s to their 60s and 70s tell me that this is definitely a life skill once they learned it. Maybe you should look at something that doesn't require your presence, doesn't require you to go out and get a client. And you can do it from the comfort of wherever you want to put your laptop. You see, people that I know, including myself, don't work harder. We work differently. I'm not out there calling up every single person that I can find to try and convince them to buy my things and to convince them to change their lives. Matter of fact, you don't get to talk to me until you've already signed up. We give you all the information you need for free to make an educated decision. And if you can't make that educated decision on your own, we don't want you. Because this is very simple. You either have the getter to learn or you don't. I want you to trade skills for opportunity. I don't want you to trade your time for money. I want you to get a life skill and trade skills for opportunity, not time for money. You see, when you receive a paycheck, it's borrowed money on borrowed time. It's yours until your boss decides it is not yours. That's why, personally, I turned to trading. You know, you may know this about me. I come from oil and gas originally. But unlike a job, trading does not require anyone else's permission. It's a skill that pays based on knowledge, not time. And I created a system to get you that knowledge in a short period of time, much shorter period of time than it took me, by the way. People that come with us learn how to do it within a couple of or 3 months, to where for the rest of their life, they will be able to trade, or as long as they're cognitively able, they'll be able to trade and not be bound to a place. Once you taste this freedom, you will become unemployable. That's the thing. Once you do this for yourself, you will become 100% absolutely unemployable. It's okay to be unemployable, by the way. So let's do a quick exercise. Let's say if you stopped working today, how long could you sustain your lifestyle? I want you to write that down. If your answer is measured in weeks or months, you don't have financial freedom. You have financial dependence. I want you to understand that wealth is not exactly about how much you make from a paycheck. It's about how long you can go without it. Now, you might say that trading is nothing more than a paycheck. I would disagree. Now, can people pay you to trade for them? Absolutely. And by the way, with us, you do not need a giant nest egg to start trading. As a matter of fact, in our training, we tell you how to not risk any of your own money, but where people will give you accounts. Once you prove you can trade, they will set up an account for you with up to $750,000 in it. And we teach you how to make 1 to 3% in a day on that money. That's what we do. We're not asking you to risk anything here at all. You don't get rich by saving money. You get rich by buying back your time. And I highly recommend, by the way, a book by Dan Martell called Buy Back Your Time. But time is the most valuable asset that you own. And the problem is Most people, maybe you, are selling your time for pennies. And when you make that first trade that takes 5 minutes and you make $5,000, the first time that happens for you, you'll understand exactly what I'm talking about. Does that happen every single day? No. But you can expect, on average, which is what one of my students told me yesterday. On average, he's making around $1,500 to $2,000 per trading day. That's what he's making. And that is incredible because he wasn't doing that before. He wasn't doing anything before. But his average day is $1,500 to $2,000. And I had something to do with that. And I'm very proud of that fact because I had a lot to do with that. He wanted to know how to trade, and now he does. The biggest scam in history is convincing people that freedom comes at the age of 65. Well, that's one of them anyway. I can think of a couple more. So here's my challenge to you. Stop chasing money. Start measuring freedom in time. Remember that financial freedom isn't about escaping work. It's about escaping dependency. Okay? It's not about not having anything to do. It's about not being dependent on a boss or a job or a location or even an industry. Real freedom isn't retiring at 65 years old. It's never having to wait that long in the first place. Retirement, by the way, nobody actually retires. I can't imagine what kind of piker would actually stop working at 65 and never do anything else but play chess and shuffleboard. That's not who I'm talking to. They're lazy. Guarantee you that guy has a W-2 job. Guaranteed. Probably vaccinated twice or 3 times. We're talking about never having to wait that long to do what you want to do. Because the people that I know that are retired, they just shifted how they make money. They stopped working for someone else and changed into a different way to make money. And that's what this is. And you can do it like we've done it from Puerto Rico. You can do it like we've done it from the mountains of Montana or Colorado. I can do this from St. Kitts, St. Martin, and have, right? I've put together a free training that I mentioned earlier. It breaks this down step by step. And if this episode resonates with you, don't just think about it, take action. The link is in the description that you might have to copy and paste on YouTube, but it's swattrade.co. Swattrade.co. Because at the end of the day, the question isn't how much money do you need to be free? The real question is, how long are you willing to wait to start living? Look, I really appreciate you being here. God bless you. And much love to you. And Alpha Vault and Jeff Sokol, we're out. Take care. God bless. Bye-bye.